Hey everyone, and welcome back to FAQ Fridays with Wichita State CAPS. Today's topic that y'all chose was anxiety management. However, before we get into some of those frequently asked questions that we do get about anxiety, I would like to remind everyone that this is not therapy and not a substitute for therapy. However, if you are interested in confidential therapy services with CAPS, you can give us a call at 316-978-4792. In addition, anyone can always access the National Crisis Text Line at 741-741 if you need immediate support. And also, you can always call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255 should you need immediate support. So like I mentioned before, the topic that y'all chose for FAQ Fridays this week is anxiety management. And our first question this week is, isn't it normal to worry a little bit about things? And the short answer to that is absolutely. So research tells us that there is an optimal level of worry, particularly related to big events in our lives. So say you have a big test coming up or a job interview. It's completely natural and normal to worry a little bit about these things. And actually, a little bit of worry can actually increase our performance sometimes in these things. However, the problem is when this worry starts to become excessive, uncontrollable, or starts to affect your functioning in different domains. So if you're finding that you can't control your worry, if you're finding that it's starting to affect your job or your academics, your career, your sleep, those sorts of things, that is when things start to get a little bit into the not so normal realm. Our second question this week is, are panic attacks and anxiety the same thing? And to put it shortly, panic attacks are a type of anxiety, and there are many different types of anxiety. So panic attacks are generally shorter bouts of anxiety and intense worry that are uncontrollable and generally come on pretty suddenly without warning. They typically will have quite a bit of physiological symptoms. So you might get a racing heart, maybe some stomach pain, maybe some headaches. Maybe you feel like you can't breathe. So that would be an example of a panic attack. Our last question this week is, what can I do to manage anxiety if this is something I struggle with? And so the good news is that we know there are a lot of different things that work for anxiety. It really just comes down to finding something that works for you. And this is something that I would recommend reaching out for professional help from an individual counselor for, because they are very knowledgeable about different techniques that work for anxiety. However, a few examples would be relaxation techniques such as meditation or progressive muscle relaxation or guided imagery, as well as mindfulness, which we know is very effective for anxiety. Another technique that can be helpful for people who struggle with worry and anxiety is to simply set aside 10 to 20 minutes of your day to simply focus on worrying and not allowing yourself to worry throughout your day, but simply pushing any worry that you might have throughout your day into those 10 to 20 minutes. This can put you in a little bit more control of your worry and give you specified time to worry about things during your day, so that way they're not getting in the way of other tasks throughout your day. So those were all the questions that we had for today regarding anxiety management. If you're interested in learning more, you can always make an appointment with CAPS if you are a student at WSU to meet with an individual counselor to learn a little bit more about these techniques that I mentioned. However, thank you all so much for joining me today for FAQ Fridays, and remember to vote for next week's topic, and we'll see y'all back here next Friday. See ya.